Bentley, what's the deal?
What's the deal? Timeline?
Man, not much, man. We've been talking about getting the interview in for the longest, so I'm glad we done got here.
We finally here. Better late than never, right?
No, that's fact. So how you been? You been alright?
I've been good, working, moving, keeping myself booked, busy. Trying to put these new projects together because my last one was good, but now it's coming summertime, so get in on that.
Okay, alright, you getting right into it. I was gonna give you a minute before I asked about some new music.
No.
But I think I still will. I think we'll get there in a minute.
In the depths of things.
Yeah.
Get in the depths.
Okay. But alright, so since this is our first interview, take me back, let me know where you from and what was your childhood like growing up?
I'm from the west side, Detroit, 41 Finkel. I've always been in performing arts. I was a cheerleader, I was in band. I got accepted into Langston University for dance.
Okay.
FAMU and Louisiana University, or LSU, Louisiana State. So yeah, I'm huge on dance, huge on performance. Been rapping since I was 8. Been making beats since I was 13. I'm gonna say inconsistently. I'm the oldest of 3 girls on my mama's side and the third of 7 on my daddy's side. So I kind of got like that balance of being super responsible and childish. Good balance.
Okay.
But really, overall, just communications. I went to Specs Howard. That's where I graduated from for broadcasting communications, media arts. And I used to work corporate before I started doing music, like publicly. Actually, while I was doing music publicly, I was working corporate, but I've always been like in the medical field, shit like that.
Okay, so when you say like corporate, like what exactly? Like what kind of, like you don't got to say your exact job, but what was your day to day like?
Right. Oh, I was a medical biller and coder.
Okay.
So I would go into an office and sit at a desk all day. Make good money, like I'll make really good money, but I was kind of like a computer nerd. I had transitioned our paper process into a computer process, so we went from spreadsheets printed out to Excel spreadsheets on a computer and shit like that. I put in a whole bunch of processes, and then I was like the middleman between the insurance companies and doctors' offices. Okay. So just learning the back end of business is something that I had to deal with consistently. But shit, my day to day would be like, wake up 6 a.m., go to work about 7:30, get home 4:35, and then go sell weed. Yeah, it was like that. Or just go like, I don't know. I was trying to stay away from doing music for a minute because I got a lot of friends who are in the industry. I'm not gonna say industry, but that's just in the media world. And it was a little difficult watching them go through the shit that they was going through. I don't think I was really there mentally and emotionally, so it was best for me to stay behind the desk and like get smarter.
And what, like while you were doing that, did you ever like feel like that wasn't really what you wanted to do? Or
most definitely. So go back when I was 15, I snuck and got my first job at Northland for doing for retail. So I was working at like every boutique. That's how a lot of people know me for real right now, because I was one of the youngest people at the mall working and shit like that. But I was a stylist, really heavy into design. I thought I was gonna be like a lawyer or a fashion designer. And
but wait, so you snuck and got a job?
Job.
So every time you was at work, where did like?
No, my mama. I had asked my mom at first, like, can I apply for a job? And she was like, no. But I had already applied for the job. And what made it so funny is we had drove out to Indy. I had applied on a Friday. We drove out to Indianapolis to see my cousins, and we drove back on Sunday. And that Sunday, the lady called my mama phone because I ain't had no cell phone at the time, so I had put my mama number down on the resume. She called and was like, "You ever want to do an interview with you, blase sweet?" And I'm like, "Well, can I do it?" I was like, "Yeah." But yeah, shit. What was the question?
Did you ever feel like the job?
This shit wasn't me?
Yeah.
Yes. So I started out in retail, which was something that I actually enjoyed. So customer service is something that I like. But when I switched over to medical, when I got like I'll say 18, because around that time Northland was about to close, I just had to switch into something that was like an elevation of what I was doing. So I'm already 15 through 17 making a certain amount of money. So like, what can I do next? And my mom is kind of like by the book. So she wants you to go to school, or if you're not gonna go to school, get a real good job. So I went straight to the medical field. And at one point in time, I'm gonna say when I turned 21, that's when I really realized like I was going through depression, because the money is one thing. Like after you make enough money and you could afford to get your own cell phone, like the fuck is you getting between 15 and 20 anyway? You know what I'm saying? So like once you can afford to get your own cell phone, go buy this, go do that, you got your little car. What's up? I was traveling, you know what I'm saying, could buy my flights. I would be really sad getting off of my vacation and having to go back to work with these people. And I'm the youngest person there. I'm damn near, if not the only black person, one of 5. You feel me? I'm in here listening to niggas talk about they 7 kids and their husband they've been married to for 32 years and shit like that. I'm trying to figure out which nigga I'm gonna get to bring me lunch today. I'm like, we just living 2 totally different lives. So like at that point it was like, damn. Oh, and then the compliments I would get, like I would change my hair all the time. That world was not used to me. Like I'm a character, like how I am right now. My hair yellow, like I had an afro, my hair was in 2 ponytails, 4 ponytails. I was just different. And you could just tell that niggas was looking at me like, you don't belong here. Like some people was looking at me like, you don't belong here, get the fuck out. And then other people was kind of like, you don't belong here, you need to go do something with yourself. Like I understand that you want to have financial security and stability, but you need to go live, you young. So yeah, at that point I was like, okay. And then I got fired when I got booked for my first show. I've never been fired from a corporate job ever in my life. I literally got booked February 27th. Niggas fired me February 26th. Niggas fired me February 27th. Easy, crazy. It was dumb. I was like, wow. But I prayed about it, and it's been up ever since.
So I'm guessing you went and did the show and was like, fuck it, since then.
Hell yeah. I did the show. I can say so I started, this was 2019. So between 2019, I'm gonna say 2021, I was transitioning between what I was used to and then what my life was becoming. Like, you gotta put yourself out there when you're doing music, like as a brand. So I had to be out at night. I couldn't really miss being sociable, you know. I couldn't really miss the events. I had to be kind of like everywhere. So it was one of those things where, how can I put it? It was one of those things where it's like, I had to put myself out there, but I knew I had to make money. I didn't want to be a starving artist like how I used to see with my friends, like, you know, which was one of the things that deterred me from doing it. So I had to figure out a balance in between the two. Then when I realized, damn, I can't be smoking weed, all this other stuff, and then work for this company that's a possibility that's gonna fuck up my money. So I had to switch my entire life around. Like, literally had to go find jobs I never knew even existed. Like I tried working, that's funny because I'm on live. They sent me a gift. I had to learn how to just step out of my element in general, which eventually made my music better and then made my networking skills better too. So it kind of went hand in hand. Like, never worked at a bar before. I ended up working at a bar. That shit was easy money. Like, and when I say a bar, I don't mean a strip club. I was like actually like a regular waitress, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that shit, again, customer service. So I did that. Then I started doing the weed shit. Like, I've always sold weed, but then me and my dad, we kind of like had a business moment. And it's been that ever since. And I worked at a dispensary so I could learn the business side of that to help us expand as a personal. And then boom, now I'm in the position that I'm in where my jobs is centered around my music career. Like, everything that I do is basically my job. Like, I work 24/8.
Okay.
Literally.
Okay. And like, I know like throughout the dance, like you talked about dance a lot, and like you've been creative, I feel like, throughout your life. But what was that? Well, was it getting fired? Was that the moment where you were like, all right, I'm really about to take this music serious? Or what was that moment?
So 2016, I got introduced to my god brother, and he made beats, and he kind of like showed me what it looked like on the underground level, like on a do-it-yourself level. You know what I mean? So when I seen that, like, oh, okay, I like this. You know, I kind of want to get into it. 2018, because between 2016 and 2017, I kind of was just around niggas. I wasn't really doing the shit. Like, I was just around, out learning what laptops to get, what programs to use, shit like that. Just being around more people who was doing music. Like, even my friends who was doing music before all of this, I didn't go to the studio with them or none of that. I would just go to their shows and support, but I would never like be a part of the process. So 2016 through 2017, I was just learning the process, being a part of people's process, see what it looked like. 2018, I got hit with, no, the end of 2017, I got hit with probation for weed. And that's when I took music serious, because I didn't have anything else to rely on. I was already going to work, going to school. I can't smoke weed or go look at none. So, you feel me, which was my favorite pastime. Like, smoking is something that I really enjoy. Like, just learning about cannabis, being around it, learning different strains, learning how to grow shit, what's good, what's bad, whatever. That's for another time. But because I didn't have that, I had to go for something else that I liked. So shout out to Rude Boy, shout out to my dad, shout out to Red, because my dad has his friend Rude Boy, who has studio on the go. So Rude Boy just so happened to just have a studio set up, and I'm talking to my dad about go to the studio with him and his friend. I make this song called I Might Quit My Job. And like, the song, it's still on SoundCloud too. It's like, I might quit my job if this music shit get me far. Man, I work too hard just to be average. Some shit like that, whatever. But literally, I made that song like during that time, because that's how I was feeling. Like, yeah, that's how I'm about to go in this bitch. This shit about the year. And then 2.5 years later, 2 years later, I get fired from my job, and this music shit has been paying some of my bills ever since. So that's when I, like, 2017 was really when I took it serious. And that was just on a minor level. Shit, 2019, before the pandemic, long live Huey, Ahmad, he passed. And that was one of the niggas that I sent my music to, because he was really big. Like, Dope Div is really big in the underground world. Like, Detroit Shade, Dope Div, they was around Currency, the car shows and shit. Like, them niggas was the cool kids, the ones that was like stuck in the 90s. So yeah, I would send him all my shit for critiquing. And he was like, bro, you gotta stop sending me shit and not putting it out. Like, I'm letting niggas listen to it, they like it, you gotta start doing this shit for real. So when he passed, it was like, fuck, let me do this shit for real. Because at least he got to live out, you know what I'm saying, his dreams for real. Like, niggas walk around with his face on the shirt. It's famous people who shout him out. Like, that right there, I know, make him smile every day. You feel me? Like, niggas still repping him because of the legacy that he left behind. And just seeing that life can be taken away from you, not even from violence, you know what I'm saying, just at any moment, depending on when your time is. It's like, damn, why would you not want to live in your purpose or do the shit that make you happy? So yeah, 2017 up is when I started taking music serious for real, for those reasons.
Okay. And so let's talk about you doing ciphers.
Mm-hmm.
And what was that, the GMT cipher?
Mm-hmm.
And,
shout out GMT.
Yep. And it was a lot of people there.
It was.
And you know, a lot of people had some hard shit, but you definitely stood out.
Yes.
You definitely stood out. So take me to when did you write that, or how did that cipher come about?
I don't write any of my music. I freestyle everything. So any song you've ever heard from me, I've never written it. I have to like a beat in order for me to do something. So my process is hear the beat, come up with like a cadence based off of what I hear, and then fill in words based off of like the wave that I pick up. Like, so first off, again, shout out GMT. I was on his I'm Up Next segment. I don't know how he found me because I wasn't doing hardcore music. Like, I was doing smoke music, and I told myself that this was the lane I was gonna stay in because I didn't want niggas to compare me to other females, and I didn't want niggas to give me the wrong type of attention, you know? So I don't know how he found me, but we did the I'm Up Next shit, and that's where I got my tape name from. He gave, like, that was one of my first hardcore beats that a nigga sent. I wasn't looking for hardcore beats, so he sent me one, and that's when I came up with the proper introduction. Nigga, throw them bands up. When I come out with the smoke, these niggas throw their hands up, which, like I said, is now the name of my first tape. So ever since then, we've been locked in. Boom. So he fucked with my shit then, and he was like, you know, I got ciphers coming up. Here go the beat. Now, when he did the I'm Up Next thing, because it was a multiple of people on there, what he did was everybody recorded their shit, and he sent the song back, and everybody heard everybody's part. So it's kind of like niggas knew where they was gonna go, because at the end we did like a little, almost like a cypher, you know? So I'm thinking it's the same thing, and it's not. So the nigga sent me a beat. I send it back to him, you feel me? He sent me the beat while I was at work, like pulling up to Con Cannabis. I'm like, damn, this shit crazy. I'm like, all right. And I think I was pretty pissed off because of traffic. You know, niggas downtown be tripping. Like, I'm moody, so I really based everything off of how I feel. So I'm like, all right, a little bit, you know, I'm pissed off. Bad attitude, you know. All right, fuck it. That's how my shit gonna work. And I was like, hey, what's fucked up? It just started doing that like yesterday. I think I wrapped the cord up too tight or something. But I was just pulled up to work. He sent me the beat, said he was doing ciphers. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna, you know, record, boom, send it to you. So I go record the next day, because I kind of like picked up whatever cadence I wanted to do, you know what I'm saying? I think I gave myself a good 4 bars that I came up with at work, maybe. I now know how to count bars. For the niggas who know I didn't know how to count bars, I know how to count bars now. Yeah, I graduated. Anyway, I gave myself like a quick little 4-bar setup while I was at work. Let that shit go. Then booked me a session. Went to the session, recorded that shit, sent to him. And I'm expecting for him to send that bitch back to me with everybody else on there. Like, I didn't know who, what, when, where, nothing. Nigga just text me like, hey, we about to shoot the video to the cypher up at the lofts. And, you know, meet me here at this time, blase, please. So when I get there, there's a group of niggas. You know, shout out Shy, shout out Stacks. There was a lot of niggas there. I can't even name it. I like Sonny. He was the nigga that was right after me. But I pull up to the lofts with my friend Kendra, and it's a whole bunch of niggas in there, and they all going over their verses at this point. So I'm like, wait, hold on, I know I'm not in here with all you niggas. And they was like, wait, there's no girls in here? Like, fuck. And it's the 3rd one, so I've seen like females on the first 2. So I'm thinking maybe the same people about to come back type shit. I'm like, damn. All right, okay, cool. Because I wasn't expecting that many people. Then shit, I went up, and I was not expecting nobody's bars. I didn't know the order. I didn't know shit. Like, I just walked in. It was like, yeah, you 3rd. All right. And I told you, like, I come from a performance background, so shit, all you gotta do is tell me what I'm here for, what I gotta do. I'm gonna do what they say. I understood the assignment. Like, I do. I got really good grades. I got that shit done. And that was that. Like, I wasn't expecting the response that I got, though. Like, I wasn't expecting niggas to really fuck with it like that. And, you know, I'm also a huge battle rap fan. So when niggas send me hardcore shit, that's the mode that I get in. I instantly go like battle rap, want to punch, like just gotta be a old super aggressive type of person, because that's why it's whatever the fuck I want to go by. I got so many people in me that it's like each beat, each look, each aesthetic, it just come with something different. Every time I cut my hair, I feel like my music is different from when I had an afro. You know, just the beats that I like. Just so that whole experience was crazy. That was my first time shaving my head down that low and coloring my shit. Then walking in with a whole bunch of niggas on a hardcore beat, like the only female in that bitch. It was just like, oh yeah, this is a experience, and people liked it, and it's been like that ever since. Which I don't like still. But
what you mean by that?
Because I feel like once, it's almost like having a a little brother or a little sister that cuss, you know what I'm saying, around your friends. Like, yeah, sing that song, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, do that shit. I feel like as a female, especially in Detroit, when you can show that you got the capability to keep up with niggas, it's like they gonna keep trying to put you in a race so you can keep up with every nigga that's in that, you know what I'm saying, that's in that race. It's like, oh no, shit, do this beat, or let's box you in, is what niggas say. I feel like niggas are going to try to box me in even though they can't. But I feel like that's the route that people are trying to go. Like, even when it comes to niggas that send me beats, like, I know y'all, do y'all not listen to my music, or are you just catching the shit that, you feel me, that I'm not gonna say promoting, but that's out right now. Like, that's in your face right now. That you're choosing to have in your face. Because there's some people who fuck with the softer side of me more so than the rapper side. And yeah, I guess it's just a balance. I don't like it though.
You definitely got some songs that I feel like deserve some bigger recognition. And
what song is that?
The title is slipping my mind right now. But the one I text you about, like, soon as your tape came out, the one you telling the story.
Story time.
Yeah, story. Yeah, I thought that was the title, but I'm like, no, it was too easy for me to say that.
Say that shit was not it. Say it had to have a title.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm like, nah. But yeah, that song, and I put it on the my playlist.
Shout out to you, the first playlist I've ever been on.
That's what's up. Shout out. Yeah, you feel me? Shout out to you.
Shout out to Timeline Podcast, the first platform to ever put me on a playlist.
That's what's up. But yeah, that song. But first, back to the cypher. So you definitely got some recognition from some big names. After that drop, and like, so take me to like when you. So was people sending it to you, like, or how was it when you first saw that?
Shout out to Rampage. I give niggas they flowers, so I might be shouting niggas out the whole podcast for real. My manager, when I sent him my clip, that nigga put it on, I think, Hip Hop Lab. I've never paid to be on a platform ever again. Like I told you, I wanted to be underground, make smoke music. The niggas that I was gunning for was not the niggas on, you know what I'm saying? Like, and plus I'm like everybody's little cousin. I know everybody, so I've been around Ray's. I be at White House, you feel me? That's where I recorded Voila again, or Ball Out, you know what I'm saying? Like, I recorded songs with these niggas here. I done been over here in this realm, so I just want to be in my own lane. I didn't really want to use niggas for like no cosign, for real. So my manager dropped that bitch on Hip Hop Lab, and I don't be on social media. My notifications don't come to my phone. Like, prior to me being a rapper, I didn't have this shit for 4 years, like none. I had no Instagram, no Facebook. I had Snapchat for like 2 minutes, but no Twitter, like nothing. So shit, I hop on my shit and my shit going dumb. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, whoa, what's going on? And boom, GMT dropped my shit. I got traction from there. Then Detroit Rap News, shout out to Milk, because me and him, that's my baby, we tied in. We got some shit in the works. Milk dropped it. And then I see like all this traction coming from the Hip Hop Lab. So I'm like, damn, all right, let me read the comments. You know what I'm saying? And then once I start reading the comments and just seeing how people felt about my presence and the niggas who was underneath it, you know what I'm saying? I feel good. It felt good to be recognized. But it didn't really like do shit for me, you know what I'm saying?